Thank you all so much for clicking on the Seattle Seahawks Today video. I really do appreciate it. And if you want more Seahawks videos because you're a fan, well, click that big red button and join the fastest growing, by a massive margin, by the way, Seattle Seahawks YouTube channel out there. Coming up right now, we asked and you guys delivered. We wanted to see your Seahawks trade ideas. We got a whole bunch of them coming up on today's mailbag. No surprise, there are a lot of defensive ideas here being thrown around for the Seattle Seahawks. We'll begin with Tyler Manning. He throws out Carlos Dunlap and a 2022 fourth-round draft pick. Now, I like the idea of targeting a team like the Bengals to make a trade with because, well, they're not very good at football. So I won't do this for all the trade pros, but for Tyler's, we'll kick things off here. Who says no? S for the Seattle Seahawks or C for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I think the value is fairly close to right. I don't know about 2022, maybe 2021 convinces the Bengals to do it. Dunlap would be a great addition for this Seahawks team, and he fits what you're looking for at the trade deadline. A veteran who's not ridiculously expensive, stuck on a bad football team. He's been pretty consistent, at least 7.5 sacks every year since 2013. The one big hurdle here, and for the next guy we'll get to in just a second, is that the Bengals don't like to trade away players. That's not their MO. They hold on to guys. They don't trade players away. They don't often trade draft picks. If you can get them to pull the trigger on a 2022 fourth rounder, I'm actually all for it. I'm not convinced that they do it if you can do it for even a normal fourth round pick. Even though Dunlap is in the back end of his career, I think it's a pretty good idea. We'll stick with the Seahawks and the Bengals for Awesome Gamer's trade idea. He's got the Seahawks getting Geno Atkins for a 2021 second and a seventh round pick. Now, if you're getting the Geno Atkins from 2018, I think you're all over this trade. He was an awesome player, one of the better three techniques, that pass rushing defensive tackle in the NFL. The problem is, Atkins' value isn't that right now. He's not worth a second-round pick. I think Seattle should actually say no to this trade. Now, I like him. I wouldn't mind going to get him, but he wasn't as good last year, was banged up a little bit, and has missed every game so far this year with a shoulder injury. I don't think that's worth a second-round pick. Now, getting him on the roster and being able to pair him with Jarran Reed on passing downs, that would drastically alter your pass rush on third down. So I like the idea of Geno Atkins, but not at the cost you threw out there, my friend. But I do want you guys to pick a player, and I'm going to make this the pin comment. If you could acquire one Bengals player, let's say the cost is similar, who would you pick? Type CD for Carlos Dunlap, GA for Geno Atkins. This will be the pin comment on today's video. So if you get the ad break here on YouTube, scroll on down and get your votes in. There were many Ryan Kerrigan trade ideas. Some said just trade for him, but Taj Dotla had the first idea in the comments. Kerrigan for Rashaad Penny, Jacob Hollister, and a fifth-round pick. Who says no? One for Seattle, two for Washington. I like the thought process of going on. He also added you can move Gibson to receiver. Penny becomes the starter. Hollister would instantly be their number one tight end. But I think for Washington, I think they're looking more for draft picks. Now, if they make the decision to start shopping Ryan Kerrigan, you go do it. Like, you get on board and you find a way to add him. We'll talk more about Kerrigan, but first I want to let you guys know that Seahawks face masks are on sale at chatsports.com/SeahawksMask. That's chatsports.com/SeahawksMask. Some of them, not all of them, but there are a couple, and you'll see it once you go to the site, are actually up to 35% off. Yeah, major sales going on right now. Some of those 2-packs are the ones on sale. So I'll put that link in the comments, and I'll put it in the description for you guys as well. So all you got to do is click and shop. It's chatsports.com/SeahawksMask. All right, from the second, who has the second Ryan Kerrigan trade proposal. Funny how that worked out. Kerrigan to the Seahawks for David Moore and a third-round pick. So I think that the trade value of a third-rounder for Kerrigan is pretty damn close. Although many of you guys made this mistake. Seattle does not have a third-round pick this year. They have one next year, But the way NFL teams value that, it's probably close to a 4th-round pick this year because they just value it 1 round less. So 3rd round, not quite right. Maybe you can get one somehow, and we'll pretend that it's legit that way. If you can get Kerrigan for David Moore in a 3rd, you go do it. I would strongly consider Kerrigan for even a 2nd rounder. Maybe it's a 4th and a pick or a player. That might still work. I would love to see Kerrigan on this Seahawks team. He would instantly be the number 1 pass rusher for the Seahawks. I say go do it. But this is a show not about me, but about you guys instead. So should Seattle make a trade for Ryan Kerrigan? Type Y for yes or type in your N for no. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Now, Zane Maverick had a very clever and creative idea that I liked a lot, to an extent. Takk McKinley for LJ Collier and a 3rd-round pick. Now, if you look at the production from this year, Takk McKinley, or Takk McKinley as his name actually fully is, he's been a better player. More tackles, more sacks, tackles for loss, whether the pass breakup. I think he's a better pure pass rusher. But Seattle is so decimated by injuries on the defensive line. And Rasheem Green's on IR, at least for the time being. I don't know if Terrell Taylor's going to play this year. Maybe you could just do the 3rd, which, again, you don't have, so I'll say 4th. Maybe a 4th for McKinley actually gets it done. Atlanta might be tanking. Between the 2 guys, I think I would rather have Takk McKinley right now. I'm going to type in my TM. You guys can get your votes in. But you're so thin at pass rusher with so many injuries, I don't think Seattle's in position to move on from Collier quite yet. Maybe in the offseason you could revisit that. But for now, even though I type in my TM, I don't want to trade Collier, who's been great against the run either. Alex Garcia says a 2nd-round pick for Bradley Chubb. Hey, if you can do it, go do it. Problem is, I don't think the Broncos are going to come close to trading away Bradley Chubb. So sorry about that one, my friend. From, I think it's pronounced Waves. I don't know how to say it, my man. He also threw together David Moore in a 3rd-round pick, funny enough, for Odell Beckham. This is an awesome Madden trade idea. It would be lit. Oh, my God. Beckham and Lockett and if Josh Gordon ever gets back, and, of course, DK Metcalf. Okay, I get it. The Odell Beckham trade rumors are never going to stop. Beckham and Russell Wilson, oh, that's just a dream in heaven. But, again, I think the cost is too high. I don't think you get him for a 3rd and David Moore, who has actually ceded some more snaps as of late to Freddie Swain, who is they're kind of sharing that 3rd and 4th receiver duty. Maybe you get Josh Gordon back. I don't know. In Madden, yes, you go do it, and you throw it every single play. You fully embrace the let Russ cook mantra, and you let Lockett, Metcalf, and Odell Beckham and Wilson be literally unstoppable. But with a salary cap and draft pick capital in real life, I don't think it makes quite as much sense. Now, I do want you guys in the comment section to throw at me your dream trade target for Seattle. I'll say realistic for me. I think it's Ryan Kerrigan. But you can get creative in there. Let me know who your dream trade target is for the Seattle Seahawks. Over to Jeanette. I don't know. This makes no sense to me. Why would you trade Russell Wilson for Baker Mayfield? Why would you get worse at quarterback? Now, my theory here, because I want to believe in the best in people, is that Jeanette here is actually a secret Browns fan and threw this one in the comments here. Because if you actually want to trade Russell Wilson for Baker Mayfield, I'm not sure what to tell you that's nice, because that's just the stupidest idea you're going to hear all year.